August 20th, 2025, the comedy world was shaken by the sudden and violent end of Reggie Carroll, a 52-year-old stand-up comedian whose voice had become a beacon of laughter for audiences across America. Fatally shot inside a residence in South Haven, Mississippi, Reggie's passing left behind a legacy of humor, grit, and community, and a trail of unanswered questions. Born in Baltimore, Maryland in 1973, Reggie often credited his upbringing in Baltimore's urban neighborhoods for shaping his comedic voice. His humor was raw, relatable, and deeply rooted in the everyday struggles and triumphs of working-class life. From a young age, Reggie was drawn to performance. He began honing his craft in local comedy clubs, where his punchy delivery and infectious energy quickly earned him a loyal following. Baltimore wasn't just his hometown, it was the soul of his material. His routines often reflected the city's grit, its people, and the absurdities of life that only someone who lived it could truly capture. Reggie's big break came in 2000 when he appeared on Showtime at the Apollo, a performance that catapulted him into the national spotlight. Over the next 2 decades, he built a career that blended stand-up, acting, and production. He made guest appearances on The Parkers in 1999 and starred in the 2022 TV movie Rent and Go. In 2023, Reggie produced and hosted the stand-up special Knockout Kings of Comedy, earning him the nickname Knockout King of Comedy. The title wasn't just a branding gimmick, it reflected his ability to deliver punchlines that hit hard and left audiences roaring. His performances were fearless, often tackling uncomfortable truths with humor and heart. Reggie toured extensively, performing in clubs and theaters across the country. He maintained close ties with fellow comedians, especially Monique, whom he affectionately called his sister in comedy. The two frequently toured together, and Monique later paid tribute to Reggie, calling their time on the road amazing and filled with laughter. What set Reggie apart wasn't just his timing or delivery, it was his authenticity. He spoke for everyday people, turning life's struggles into laughter. His routines touched on everything from relationships and race to poverty and perseverance. He didn't shy away from tough topics, but he always found a way to make them funny. Reggie was also known for mentoring younger comedians and supporting grassroots comedy scenes. In Baltimore, he was considered one of the OGs of Mobtown comedy, a collective that posted a heartfelt tribute after his demise. "Thank you for being one of the OGs who supported us early on. The Mobtown family and the Baltimore comedy community are very saddened by this loss of one of our city's great talents." On the evening of August 20th, Reggie was shot inside a residence in South Haven, Mississippi. The police responded to reports of gunfire and found him with head wounds. Despite emergency efforts, he passed away at a hospital in Memphis. The authorities later arrested and charged 38-year-old Tranell Marquise Williams in connection with the shooting. The residence where the incident occurred was reportedly listed as Williams's last known address. While charges have been filed, the motive remains unclear, and the investigation is ongoing. Williams reportedly had been working as security for fellow stand-up comic Cat Williams, with whom the slain entertainer had toured. Evidence indicates that Tranell Williams and Reggie were roommates. The news of Reggie's demise spread quickly, triggering an outpouring of grief from fans, fellow comedians, and industry professionals. Social media lit up with tributes, memories, and heartbreak. Comedian Ray Diva described him as a brother before I started stand-up, and others echoed the sentiment that Reggie was a constant presence, someone you never imagined not having around. On July 10th, 2025, the entertainment industry lost 2 quiet giants when Kaye, a revered music supervisor, and her husband Thomas Deluca, a seasoned musician and songwriter, were fatally shot in their California home. Their ends later ruled a double slaying, left behind a stunned community, unanswered questions, and a legacy of creativity that helped shape American television for over 2 decades. Born in 1955 in Los Angeles, Kaye grew up immersed in the cultural explosion of the 1960s and 70s. Her childhood was shaped by the rhythms of rock and roll, the rise of television, and the creative pulse of Hollywood. Though she never sought the spotlight, Robin's work behind the scenes helped define the emotional tone of some of the most iconic reality shows in American history. She began her career in 1998 as a music consultant on Buffy the Vampire Slayer and quickly became known for her instinctive ability to match music with emotion. Her resume grew to include The Singing Bee, Nashville Star, Hollywood Game Night, and most notably, American Idol, where she served as music supervisor from 2009 to 2023. Robin's choices in music weren't just background noise, they were storytelling tools. She helped contestants shine, gave viewers goosebumps, and elevated moments that would otherwise be forgotten. Her company, Synchronicity, specialized in music supervision and licensing and became a trusted name in the industry. Robin's husband, Thomas Deluca, was a musician and songwriter whose career complemented hers in quiet harmony. Though less publicly known, Thomas was deeply respected among peers for his lyrical sensitivity and musical craftsmanship. Together, they formed a creative partnership that extended beyond their marriage, two artists who understood the power of sound and story. The couple shared a love for animals, often seen with their pets, and lived a peaceful life in their $4.5 million home on White Oak Avenue in Encino, which they purchased in 2023. On July 10, 2025, 22-year-old Raymond Budarian allegedly entered the couple's home during a burglary. According to LAPD reports, Robin and Thomas returned while the suspect was still inside, leading to a confrontation. Raymond used the couple's own firearm to shoot both victims before fleeing on foot. Shockingly, 2 911 calls were made from the residence that same day, but responding officers did not enter the property due to a lack of probable cause and the home's fortified structure. It wasn't until July 14th, during a welfare check prompted by a concerned friend, that the police discovered the couple's bodies, Robin in the pantry and Thomas in the bathroom. The delay in discovering the crime sparked public outrage and raised questions about the LAPD's response protocols. Security expert Chris Herzog criticized the department's policy, stating that other jurisdictions would have entered the property immediately under similar circumstances. On July 15th, the LAPD arrested Raymond Budarian, who was later charged with double slaying and burglary. Raymond was referred to a mental health court for evaluation after he repeatedly failed to respond to the judge. He's still being held without bail. Robin and Thomas were more than industry professionals. They were partners in life and art. Their ends left a painful void in the television and music communities. Friends described them as kind, generous, and deeply passionate about their work. Robin's legacy lives on in the shows she helped shape, the artists she supported, and the viewers she moved. Thomas's music, though less public, remains a testament to his quiet brilliance.